Good morning. Welcome to another One Mind meditation. It is Sunday morning. Our teacher for this week has been John Kabat-Zinn, and today is the last little bit of quotes from John Kabat-Zinn to ease us into our meditation journey. Somebody, good morning, happy Sunday to you. While we have a guided meditation every day of the week, on Sundays the meditation is just quiet. Just you sitting with your own silence and knowing that all of us are sitting in our own silence along with you. So a few thoughts that I'd like to share with you from John Kabat-Zinn before we get started. He says, "It is indeed a radical act of love just to sit down and be quiet for a time by yourself." Hey Michelle, good morning, happy Sunday to you. "It is indeed a radical act of love just to sit down and be quiet for a time by yourself." He calls it a radical act of love. Another thought from John Kabat-Zinn says, "Another way to look at meditation is to view thinking itself as a waterfall, a cascading of thought. In cultivating mindfulness, we are going beyond or behind our thinking, much in the way you might find a vantage point in a cave or a depression in the rock behind a waterfall. We still see and hear the water, but we are out of the torrent." He says that mindfulness meditation is the embrace of any and all mind states in awareness without preferring one to the other. And that meditation is simply about being yourself and knowing something about who that is. So these 4 quotes together are really a beautiful, simple summary of what meditation is. And I'll bring those 4 quotes together in 4 simple thoughts. Describing meditation, it sounds like this. First, sit and be quiet by yourself. Step outside of the torrent of thinking. Embrace all mind states without preferring one over the other. And being yourself, but knowing something about who that is. Do you realize who you are? Who are you being when you are able to sit with yourself? Who are you being when you step outside of the torrent of thinking and just witness the thoughts? Who are you being when you are able to look at any of your mind states while not preferring one over the other? You are the witness. You are the observer, the soul, the voice of wisdom. And the more often that you can embody this space, the more you will be living and acting from the wisdom that you are. Pat, a very good morning. Happy Sunday to you. So this is our meditation today, just a quiet space to sit and be quiet by yourself, a quiet space to step out of the torrent of thinking, a quiet space in which to embrace all mind states without preferring one over the other, and a quiet space in which to be yourself and perhaps realize something about who that is. So if you're ready, here we go. You can close your eyes and let's float away together, starting with the first few big breaths. Let's take a deep breath in and out. Take a deep breath in and out. deep inhale. And let it go. Deep breath in. And out. One more. Big breath in. And let it all flow away. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly. And as you fill up your belly with air, also raise yourself up. As you breathe in, stretch out your spine, lift the top of your head toward the ceiling. And once you've reached your full height, let all of it go. As you exhale, soften. As you breathe out, soften your spine, slump down your shoulders and drop your head. Your only job right now is, with every exhale, to lead your body to a deeper sense of softness than the exhale before. There's no need to even try and create a mind that thinks no thoughts. To try and force your mind to be empty of thinking is futile, because a brain produces thinking. It's a lot more like how John Kabat-Zinn describes it, is there is a waterfall of thought happening, and you have to find the indentation in the rock face behind the waterfall and take a step back into that alcove in the rock face, so that you are a witness to this waterfall, but you're not standing in the torrent. Can you feel yourself take a step back and just watch these thoughts go by? Whenever you do feel yourself getting stuck in a thought, take a deep breath, again take a step back, and just focus on your breathing. I'll leave you to your own silence and your own breathing and check in with you at the end of this phase. You can use the last few breaths of this phase to help your body stretch and adjust and settle down. Roll out your neck muscles, your shoulder muscles, and lean into your back muscles. Having softened our bodies into a state of presence, or at least as much as we are able to, we can now turn our attention inwards and dive deep inside for the next part of our journey. With every next inhale, we'll hold our breath for a few short moments, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it the longest, slowest exhale that you can. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel into your body. And feel how softness slowly settles in every part of your body. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, follow the downwards flow through your body. Feel your shoulders slowly falling, feel your body slowly softening, and feel how you are slowly slipping deeper into you. One more big breath in. And hold. And as you release, feel yourself melting. Feel your whole body dissolving. Feel how you are slipping into a deeper level of surrender with every slow exhale. You can continue the same breathing pattern on your own time. Every slow inhale through your nose gets drawn all the way deep down into your belly, and you are invited to follow this journey. As you breathe in, feel the air flow in through your nostrils. Feel the air touch the back of your throat. Stay with your breath as it flows in through your lungs. And as you fill up the balloon inside your belly, feel yourself slip all the way in. Hold your breath, but hold it only for as long as it feels easy, followed by a really long, really slow exhale. You don't have to do a breath hold with every inhale. You can take as many easy breaths as you need between each breath hold. But as you take a deep breath and dive deep into you, see if you can find that space behind the waterfall of thinking. The space you kind of step backwards into to just be the witness of all of this thinking. How do you view this thinking? How do you see these thoughts that rush past? Are you able to look at all the thoughts and instead of judgment over some of the thinking, have only curiosity and go, how interesting is it that my brain would think these things? If you are able to find that space, the space that does not judge any of this thinking, the space from which you can look at you with no judgment, but only understanding, empathy, kindness for this human being who is really trying. If you find that space, I think you might be looking at you through the eyes of your soul. I'll check in with you at the end of this phase. Enjoy your journey and take your next big breath. Take the last few big breaths of this phase together, slipping out of the breath holding space and into the next. Let's take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, make it a really long, really slow exhale. Take a deep breath in and hold. As you release, feel how softness slowly settles in every fiber of your being. One more big breath in and hold. And as you release, feel yourself slip all the way through. There is no more attention on your breathing. You can sit all the way back or even lie all the way back down and feel yourself just floating. I'll read to you one more time from John Kabat-Zinn. He says, "It is indeed a radical act of love just to sit down and be quiet for a time by yourself. He says another way to look at meditation is to view thinking as a waterfall, a cascading of thoughts. In cultivating mindfulness, we are going beyond or behind our thinking, much in the way that you might find a depression in the rock behind a waterfall. We still see and hear the water, but we are out of the torrent. Mindfulness meditation is the embrace of any and all mind states in awareness, without preferring one state over the other. Meditation is simply about being yourself and knowing something about who that is. We have 5 more minutes of silence left. I'll check in with you at the end of this phase. have the last 5 breaths of gratitude to do together. With every exhale, I'll say my thank you, and I invite you to say yours. Let's take a deep breath in. Thank you for this beautiful space of shared silence. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to step behind the waterfall of thinking. Being able to be a witness to the thoughts rushing by without standing in the torrent. Take a deep breath in. Thank you for learning how to be comfortable with all of my different mind states, not preferring one over the other. Take a deep breath in. By watching these different mind states, seeing how they shift from one mind state to another, and sometimes back again, like clouds floating in and floating out. By taking a step backwards and being this witness, thank you for learning to understand who I am. One more big breath in. Thank you, beautiful people. Thank you for sharing a little bit of your silence with us. Are you getting better at not preferring one mind state over the other? I often think of it as we have extremes. And these are just labels, these are just words. We could, on one end of a mind, our different mind states, we could have extreme unhappiness, anger, fear, whatever we want to call that. And on the other end of the spectrum, we could have like extreme happiness and bliss and joy. We have quite a spectrum with extremes. But the moment we have acceptance for these extremes, in the way that John Kabat-Zinn suggests, not preferring one mind state over the other, the moment we have complete acceptance of all of these mind states, we are instantly less extreme. Because the place that we view this acceptance from is behind the waterfall, in that little hollow from which we can watch but not be in it. When we have a mind state that we don't want to be in, we are in that extreme. We don't really have a choice. But the moment we accept it, have full acceptance for all of these mind states, we are out of the waterfall, not in the torrent, watching it with acceptance, knowing that just like the clouds, it floats in and it floats out. Have a beautiful Sunday. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Sunmuddy. Thank you, Pat. And if you're ready tomorrow, we'll jump into the week together. See you soon. Ciao, ciao.